Welcome to another preseason interview show here on Cakeland Sports, brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Kansas. I'm Cody Up with OpenSpacesSports.com, and we're joined today here by head coach of the Quinter Bulldogs, Michael Rail. And Coach, what can we expect out of this season from the Bulldogs?
Well, this year we're a young team. We're going to be young. Our numbers are up. We're going to put a little more of a talented team on the field this year.
All right, you can catch more of this preseason interview show with Coach Rail on OpenSpacesSports.com. All right, Coach, as you look to get into this season, your numbers were down last year. It was a tough season to go through numbers-wise. It's eight-man football is always a numbers game, it seems like, but you're back up in numbers. That kind of has to build some of the morale, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. We started the practice with 15 today, and that's a good number that up from last year that we can work with a little better, and kids are excited about that, and coaches are too.
When you look at your schedule, your district, it's maybe one of the more brutal schedules in eight-man football. I think there's just so many really good teams in that league that are tough to compete with. How do you, what do you do, I guess, to prepare for those games week in, week out? What is the emphasis on, I guess?
The emphasis right now is just getting better each and every day and focus on that, and then once we get into the games, focus on one game at a time and just improving every day and just see where we're at when we get there.
How critical in the last year was your first year, this was your second year. How critical has the health of your team been, and how critical will that be this year for you guys to remain healthy?
It's extremely critical. I mean, last year it was a matter of whether we would be able to play or not. This year we still need to keep all these guys healthy. Still with 15, we're not real deep, but we have to keep them healthy and keep them on the field and playing 100%.
A lot of coaches talk about their summer weight programs and summer activities and things that their kids do to start getting in shape and get prepared for football. What do you do here in Quinter, and what have your kids done this summer?
We in the weight room. It's open twice a day and 4 days a week, and we've been in the weight room since the very last day of school, even throughout the spring. And then last week we get them out here and run them a little bit before practice starts, just to get them in a little better condition for the season to start.
All in all, when you look to this league and you look to this season, what do you want to take out of this year the most?
Like I said before, we just want to improve and compete. Last couple of years have just been tough to compete. We want to compete week in and week out with these tough teams we have to play.
Who do you look for on your team to step up into that leadership role, to be that vocal guy, the captain out on the field? Who do you look to be those guys? We've
got a couple that started for us last year and played really well. Luke Kaiser's a senior. Averaged quite a few tackles a game last year, and then our quarterback Kason Ostmeyer at the beginning of the year here has kind of stepped up as a vocal leader as well.
Is that something that you do in practice? Like, you do things to try to find that leader? Or do you just let them come out naturally, and then really just try to encourage them to continue to do that?
We've talked to the kids about the positive leadership and building first relationships with your teammates to where they'll want to follow you, and then producing on the field. And once you start to have that relationship and produce, that vocal leadership is going to come much easier for you.
All right, Coach, I appreciate it. We appreciate you taking the time to talk to us this year before the season gets started. You can continue to follow the Quinter Bulldogs here on OpenSpacesSports.com throughout the season, and we appreciate it here with head coach of the Quinter Bulldogs.